Boatworks today is sponsored by Total Boat and Alexial Yacht Coatings, as well as supported by the generosity from the beautiful folks over on Patreon. Thank you so much. So welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great 4th of July. My name is Andy with Boatworks today. In this video, well, I'm going to get my ass whooped by this transom. Again. So, mix up a drink. I hope you enjoy. So I just realized that I never really explained the reasoning behind making the marks on here where I did. Now, this is the original stringer. Now this actually just extends all the way straight back, and the original still butts up to the back of the transom. Now this little area right here, as you can hear, it's hollow. This was something that was added on previously, and thanks to everybody that commented and sent me some links to some other projects similar to this that are going on. And as it turns out, when you cut that wing off, the actual stringer actually is both on the far outboard, or the far port and the far starboard, of where the actual plywood core for this transom comes down. So I technically, and I think I'm still going to have to kind of modify this, but technically I don't need to cut any of the stringer at this point to remove the rest of the coring on this transom. So thank you to everybody that sent, again, a number of links. I think one of them was over on Cruisers Forum or something like that. But general comments here on YouTube as well as over on Patreon, thank you, because you just made this project a little bit more palatable. Now the tool I'm going to be using to cut these little wing extensions off is going to be well, this one particular one is made by Fine. It's their Fine Multi-Master, but there's a number of brands out there that are making these now, like Bosch, Festool, Ryobi, I think, makes one, and Harbor Freight even carries a version of it. But basically the way that this operates, and I've covered this before, but I've also been getting a lot of questions over this past couple of weeks basically asking about this particular tool. Now again, brand is pretty much irrelevant, but essentially the way that this works is this cutter head, it just vibrates, it just oscillates back and forth very, very quickly. Now the blade in particular that I'm using, it's nothing special. It's just a regular high-speed steel blade. This particular one happens to be made by Fine, but it's just a regular old plain Jane high-speed steel, not a diamond coating or anything like that. Just it's probably one of their cheapest blades, but it does eventually wear out, but it seems to last. And for the price, I think the money is well worth it. Now, in particular, the blade that I kind of like to have is one that has a flat edge on here, because what that allows you to do is when you're coming in to make your cuts, you can basically drive this in so that you can get a nice crisp angle or angled cut. I say, like, if you're going around a corner or something like that, it works very, very nice. Whereas if this whole wheel were rounded, yes, you do get more cutting area out of it and a little bit longer life, but it's not as handy. You know, it's very difficult to try and cut into a nice tight corner like this when you're dealing with a rounded edge. Whereas if you can put it up on edge, use this flat part to your advantage, you can just kind of plunge right down and it works very, very well. What the f, dude? Ah. All right, so here is a perfect example of why you should always look at something before you go and grab it and try and pull it out. So, let's see, where are we? Where'd you go, you little buddy? Right here. This is a, it's like a little scroll saw bit. Right there. Now, what the hell this is doing there, I have no idea, and how it even got there, I really have no idea. I mean, it's one thing I could see if they were using it to make like one of the cutouts for the keyholes, but no, it's, again, where'd you go? It's right here. It's like not even close to keyholes. I see no reason whatsoever that would even need to be there. But it's not going to be there for long. Oh, come on. Oh, I'll be damned. Check this out. It wasn't a razor. It was actually a nail. Come on. That I inadvertently turned into a double-sided razor when I was going through here with the skill saw last week and cutting out my sections. What are the chances? I think that's just one of those things that if you didn't have bad luck, you probably wouldn't have any luck at all. Or at least in my situation. Well, after a bunch of dinking around, I finally got almost all the old coring material out, with the exception of one area. It's right along that bottom trough. It's just, no matter what I do, I can't get that out. So, I mean, the surface itself, that still needs to be sanded and cleaned down to actual bare glass, like that little corner right there. But this is what I'm talking about. Basically, the problem child on this transom is right along the bottom, all the way around. The top and the sides, they're all good to go. But the bottom, it sits down far enough inside of a trough that I can't get in there with a chisel. I can't get in there with anything. Now, I do have an idea. All right. Now, I never said it was a safe idea or a good one either. That remains to be seen. But we will find out soon enough. So the old hack and slash of the chainsaw definitely helped. I was able to get pretty much most of the material down, I guess the main part of the troughs here, but the corners and the center are still kind of kicking my ass. But it is an improvement. Now, I have not quite gotten to the point where I'm willing to bring out the spinning wheel of death, mainly because, well, I'm going to be perfectly honest, that thing scares the crap out of me. I like having 10 fingers, well, even if one's wrapped up. Yeah, but even with using the saw and everything else, this was still 4 hours after using the chainsaw of just sitting here with a chisel and a pry bar and a hammer and anything I could find, minus the wheel of death. So this is still going painfully slow, and unfortunately, I'm out of time for this week. I was really hoping to be able to get all of this opened up and basically sand it down clean, but it's just not in the cards for this week. So. A little bit of a bummer, but that's how it goes. So hopefully next week will be better. So on that note, I think I'm gonna have to wrap up this video. Now, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you in advance. If you have any questions, comments, you can please leave those down below. And as always, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Have a safe 4th, and I'll see you next week.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.